Yeah, I'm James Barnhart. I'm one of the inspectors for iFix Construction.
And I am Monica Barnhart, husband and wife.
I'm husband, she's wife. Well, in this area, even a new house could have problems based on the area where it's built, the quality of the build, the extreme climate changes here in this area. For example, our house is relatively new, and we've already had to have iFix do some foundation repair. We get appointments scheduled by the office, the addresses, and go to the house, introduce ourselves to the homeowner, do an inspection outside the house, and then we do the measurements and the inspection for the inside of the house.
We are very serious about the inspection. Sometimes the house don't need anything. We tell the truth. Why make the customer spend money if they don't need anything? This is the big difference.
And through the videos that we have on iFix, you can look at the videos and see if possibly you have the same issues that some of the other houses. Like Mony said, if you're worried about even a very small crack, we'll come in and look at the house and determine whether it actually needs work or if it's just normal movement from the different climates. We walk around the perimeter of the house, look at the actual house itself to see if there's any physical damage that could be created by the foundation movement. We also look to see if they've have proper drainage and if there might possibly be a problem with water collecting by the house after big rains. We draw a map of the house as we're walking around the house, just a quick outline, a basic outline. And then we use the zip level, which is the measurement tool, to measure the highs and lows inside the house, base a zero in the middle of the house, and then take our zip level around the walls and in the middle of the house to determine whether the house actually needs any work or not.
And when we are walking around, we have one idea what is going on in the house before we start taking the measurements.
Exactly. We don't just do a foundation estimate. We don't just measure the inside of the house. We look at the exterior to see if that is possibly creating the problems.
It's only this one, and the last one.
You can see that the beam kind of bends at the end because they didn't put proper support. You can kind of see this cross beam here. The wood looks relatively fresh, but then when you get over on the other side, see how gray it is? A few feet of joist just because those are old and more than likely we'll have to replace some of them. That pier is probably really old. A lot of old termite wood under here. So they have done a lot of work at some point because this is horrible. And you can see also like over here, and it's wood. There are some metal, which obviously metal is better because these deteriorate, but this is not supporting at all. It's not getting sufficient support with how the new lays are. I married into the family and the company. Jorge was already doing the foundation work. I was working at another job, but he was getting very busy. His company was becoming very successful, so he taught Mony and I. We worked with him to do estimates, and he showed us all the ropes. And on my days off at my other job, we would help Jorge do estimates. We continued to get busier and busier, and I finally just quit my other job, and we, as a team, started doing estimates all the time, full time. It's always been a family company. Our daughter is the secretary. Our daughter-in-law is the CEO. Very important to us because it's different than a lot of the big, some of the foundation companies are nationwide and they just don't have the family feel that we do. We can tell, having visited a lot of the houses that some of the other companies have done estimates for and actually done work for, they don't take the time to make sure things are done correctly. They don't take the extra step if needed. If they say there's 12 piers, then they're only going to do 12 piers, whereas if we see there might be something a little extra that we need to do, we'll make sure that everything's done correctly. Because we do give a warranty, we give a lifetime warranty like like every other company does, but it's very deceiving because a lot of the other companies don't really back their warranty, or the other companies go out of business. And we make sure we do a very good job because we are going to remain in business, and we do honor our warranty. So we want to make sure everything is done correctly.
Another thing very important is regularly the numbers around the house are crazy. Some are very high, some areas are very low.
The numbers back up the reasons why what the customers have told us. And typically when we go into a house, it's not unusual that the homeowner has done 2 or 3 other estimates, sometimes 9 or 10 different estimates. In almost every case, when we're finished, they compliment us that we're a lot more detailed. We explain everything so much more clearly than any of the other companies. A lot of the companies are very vague. They don't give them any numbers, any information. They just tell them how many piers and how much it's going to be and that your house is going to be fine.
With all the stories in every single house we visit, we can make a horror book.
I think 3 come to mind. They didn't use us, right? They tried a different foundation company. It was a pier and beam. That foundation company did work, broke the plumbing, didn't tell the customer. And the plumbing, the water flowed under the house and caused even more damage. So they called us back. We did another estimate after the plumbing issue, and they were dealing with the insurance, and the insurance didn't want to pay the claim. So the insurance company was keeping them in a hotel 6 months.
For a year.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And long story short, we eventually got the job. We're able to do the whole house, but it was a 2-year process.
Well, one funny for me.
Funny?
Me, we visit the house 3 times. Always the husband was in the appointment, and this house was like 18 inches slope to the front. And when every time we visit the house, we told him, you need to talk with your wife, what is going on during the job, because this house needs 32 piers inside the house and everything around. And he said always, yeah, I understand. You need to cover everything, cover your kitchen, cover your furniture. You cannot be in home for a week at least. Well, he never spoke with the wife. Well, I don't know, but I think they divorced or something. During the appointment, we are very clear about it. We prefer visit the house sometimes 2 or 3 times before the job. And I understand, I am wife too, and the people say happy
wife,
happy life.
Most of the real horror stories are because of other foundation companies that have done the job incorrectly. And we have to go back and fix the 2-story house that the lady actually stressed out and had to go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And we fixed that house, and we had to lift the walls and supported the walls with bottle jacks, tore out the whole floor, put a whole new floor in, raised it 2 feet. That was a massive job. No, that was just us. We didn't have to fix any old stuff, but that was a cool job.
And the guy waited like 2 or 3 years for have the money and fix totally fine. He called us and say, I have another job.
Yeah, he's working overtime.
I am working overtime for have the entire money to fix my house perfectly fine. And the guy was totally happy after the work is done.